Welcome to Whiskey's a Journey. My name is Peter Fasciano, and today is the first Friday of January of 2025, and I've got a First Friday flight fight for you. This individual flight is going to be part of my January giveaway. If you're not familiar with the giveaway, the rules to it are in the description below. And with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get the lids off these, let it go ahead and breathe a little bit. And then I'll show you the bottles that I have. Holy cow, is that sweet. That is absolutely insane. So I've already mixed them up, but I'll mix them up again. I've got the Redbreast 12 cask strength. This is the B121 version or release or batch, and it's 56.3% ABV. They're all, with the exception of the 18 and the 27, going to be bourbon and Oloroso sherry matured. So we've got the cask strength. Then we've got the normal 12. The normal 12 is coming in at 40% ABV. Again, ex-bourbon and sherry. The 15, this one's coming in at 46% ABV, bourbon and sherry cask matured. Then the 18. The 18, there's a couple of things that are going on with this one. So the Redbreast 18 is 46% ABV. It's ex-bourbon, sherry, cream sherry, and ruby port. So again, I just picked this one up and it was $249.99. This actually is a pretty expensive flight. The 15 was $106. Yikes, I almost busted the bottles. The 12 was the least expensive, $49.99. And then the 12 cask strength was $79.99. I'm sure those prices have changed because I bought these really early on in my journey. So the Redbreast 21 I purchased at a local liquor store that also sells cigars, and they mark some stuff up. But I think this is pretty close to the normal price now that's on those big box stores. So this is just about $300 for the 21, 46%. And I think all the 46% and cask strengths are all non-chill filtered natural color. I'm pretty sure they are. If you know any different, let me know in the comments down below. And then the final one is the Redbreast 27 coming in at 53.1% ABV. This is batch number 3, and it is ex-bourbon, sherry, and ruby port as well. And it was $500. Do a little quick mix up again. Not that it's gonna really matter that much, but we'll go ahead and give this a go. I've got a pad of paper here. I've got my water over here. So as I go through, I'll try to rinse my palate and take some notes. If you end up liking this information and you're not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. There's like a little icon down there. Just go ahead and subscribe. Like this video if you end up liking it. Turn the bell notification on because I produce videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. All right. That was a long setup, but here we go. I'm going to start on the glass on the right. All right. I can tell you what, these really smell incredibly sweet. Lots of vanilla and lots of sherry. Sulfur right up front, which I think eventually will go away. For some reason, I end up getting slight amounts of sulfur in the spots and the Irish whiskeys that are sherry finished and some sherry finished scotches as well. Good amounts of vanilla. And I would think that with the exception of the ages, I think the ex-bourbon and sherry are probably going to smell and taste the same, with the difference being the amount of oak or the sweetness or the sweet oak notes that are going to come through. Yeah, it smells good. It smells like your typical Irish whiskey, triple distilled, single pot still. So it's got that pot still spice, which comes across to me as a little bit peppery. And I don't think I have ever gotten a buttery biscuit, the Irish cookie note or the Irish biscuit note that comes out that people say. I just never get that. All right. Yeah, I think this is your basic single pot still Irish whiskey with some sherry. Good amounts of vanilla, a little bit of spice for pepper. Yeah, smells good. All right. Now let's go ahead and get it on the palate. Boy, that's good. I like Redbreast. Redbreast in general just comes across as a well-rounded, well-crafted Irish whiskey. So yeah, just vanilla and red fruit, low ABV. All right, let's go on to glass number 2. I know what this one is. I don't like port in whiskeys. I've come to that, I've come to that conclusion. Yeah, it comes across as a little bit funky, a little bit grapefruity, like a little bit overripe fruit, almost to the point where, I don't know, it's fermented, and that just overpowers everything. Smells a little bit more proofy than that, but I'm just not a fan of the nose. All right, let's go ahead and get it on the palate. Oh, I know exactly which one that is. I'm not a fan of that one at all. Yeah, it just comes across as astringent, grapefruity, a little bit high in the ABV. It doesn't really saturate anything, and I just get this bitter, funky, I don't know, burnt orange kind of thing. I don't like it at all, which is unfortunate. And I know people absolutely love it, but I don't. So I'm not going to spend much more time on that one. All right, rinse water, move on to glass number 3. All right, glass 3. All right, this is just oak and fruit bomb. This smells amazing. It also could be because they came off of this one that I don't like at all. Good amounts of vanilla, very sweet, good dark red fruits, oaky vanilla cream soda. Yeah, it smells amazing on the nose. Let's go ahead and get it on the palate. Wow. Immediately, that hits the palate and there's an explosion of vanilla and red fruit. Love that one. That one's really good. So that's an explosion of fruit. But we'll see. Let's go and move on to glass number 4. I got a lot of sulfur in this one as well. Yeah, it's like overpowering sulfur. Wonder if that's going to calm down for a while. Or I wonder if it's going to take a while for that to calm down. Other than the sulfur, still good amounts of vanilla. And there's that grapefruity note again. I think I kind of have an idea of what this one is as well. Again, I think there's the port. There's something about port that I just do not like. And I'm super sensitive to it in a whiskey. So I think I got the 27 and the 18 down. Wow. Yeah, vanilla, oak, sulfur, funkiness, grapefruity. Yeah, not a big fan of the nose on this. Let's go ahead and get it on the palate. Oh, okay. On the palate, that's quite soft, very sugary, very vanilla, not a whole lot of spice. I would like there to be a little bit more spice because it is coming across as very sweet. But again, on that back end, it gets a little funky. I get a little like burnt orange, get a little maybe blood orange and grapefruit. I think that is what port, sherry port, or ruby port comes across as to me. Yeah, up until the finish, I thought that was pretty good. So bitter finish, good vanilla, and red fruits. But yeah, that finish is just ruining it. Okay, glass number 5. Wow. That's a fruit explosion as well. That smells amazing. But again, still a little bit of a sulfur note as well. A little bit more spice. Pepper, ginger spice. Vanilla, red fruits. Yeah, I like the way this smells. And it smells very oaky. And on that last nosing, got a little bit of ethanol up there. So we may have found the cask strength. All right, let's get this thing on the palate. Cask strength, absolutely. Wow, that is really good. I thought this one had the explosion of fruit notes just elevate it by like 10 or 15 times. That's going to be hard to beat. I know just overall, the Redbreast 12 cask strength is a fan favorite of a lot of people, and I can understand why. That's just everything in a cask strength Irish whiskey that you want. Intense vanilla, big flavors of the fruit, dark fruits, good amounts of oak, and the spice and sweet are balanced pretty well. And even at, what is the cask strength 12? The Redbreast cask 56.3, even at 56.3% ABV, it lights you up a little bit, but it goes away, and then all you're left with is a fruit, vanilla, and spice bomb. That's really good. Fruit, vanilla, spice bomb. All right, get some water and go on to the last glass. All right, and what I'm going to do once I get this one tasted, I'm going to go back the other direction off air solidify my notes, which I think they're pretty much basic right now. I have an idea of which one I like the most, but ordering all of the others might be a little bit more of a task. So last glass, man, sulfur again. That's crazy. Let me know in the comments down below if you are sulfur conscious or sulfur sensitive. And I know I've mentioned this in a previous video. One of my viewers made a comment that it might not be sulfur that I'm tasting or smelling. It might be something else that might be in the barrel that is causing that. But I tell you what, it smells like sulfur to me. So if you get that, let me know. Yeah, this smells really oaky. Really oaky, got a good amount of sulfur, but everything else is still there. The red fruit, the pepper, the ginger, and a good amount of vanilla. I would actually say the vanilla is the last thing that comes out on the nose, but it's definitely oaky. It would be oak, it would be spice, it would be red fruits, and then the vanilla. Boy, I like this one quite a bit. All right, let's get it on the palate. Oh, there's now on the palate, there is a tremendous amount of vanilla. Sweet oak, red fruits, not a lot of spice at all. I thought this was going to be pretty spicy, and it is not. Wow, that one is really good also. These two are in the running along with the third. Wow, that's great. Yeah, I'm not disappointed in this flight in any way, with the exception of glass number 2, and glass number 4. Those two, I could do without. They're still good. I mean, I would drink them, but I would definitely not reach for them. All right, so that's gonna get me started. Again, off air, I'm gonna A/B compare these, go back the other direction, get a good amount of rinse, let my palate rest a little bit before I dive in. I usually take about 20 minutes off air to kind of go through these things. It takes that long for my palate to settle down. I really do want to give these things due time. I don't want to rush into it, especially with the flight that's here with all the different ages that I have. I do want to take some time with this. When I come back, I will have my final thoughts, which they might not change because I don't think Redbreast is that complex of an Irish whiskey. I think what you get is what you get, and they don't really develop into anything. In this situation, one might play off of another one a little bit different, which might cause the order to change. But I have a pretty good idea of what my order is already. So I'll be right back. All right, I am back, and I got to tell you, this was a very difficult blind due to my first, second, and third place positions. They could really be swapped out in any order, first, second, and third. My bottom two were clear. I had an idea of what those were. So I'm spreading them out because I'm going to move the glasses once I reveal the bottle itself and just put the bottle in its place. I got new whiskey glasses, and the bottom of the glasses don't fit into my wood flight board. So here's what I've got. In my 6th place was glass number 2, and I said this was grapefruit bitter, burnt orange, just didn't hit my palate the right way in any way at all. A little bit drying, that sulfur note never went away, and just all around, I didn't like it. So my guess is either the 18 or the 27 because they both have ruby port, but my guess is probably, probably the 27. So in last place, 6th place, it was, Redbreast 27. So this is a very disappointing bottle to me, especially batch 3. And I'm wondering if batch 3 isn't the best batch, but I'm not going out and getting another bottle of this. I can't take the risk. And I also believe Irish whiskeys just in general are way expensive now. And this is, I believe, up to batch number 8. I don't know if that's correct or not, but it's now going over like $1,000. So this is definitely out of my reach. Very happy that I had a bottle of it, but I will never get a bottle again. So that was in 6th place. In my 5th place was glass number 1, 2, 3, for glass number 4, and I just said it kind of went along with the same notes as this. It came across as bitter. It was better on the palate than the nose. Good vanilla, but that burnt orange bitter flavor came through. And my guess is, because I picked up on port or ruby port on this has to be the 18, which it is. So the 18 is coming in 5th place. 4th place was glass number 1. Glass number 1, there was nothing wrong with it. It was vanilla, it was red fruit, it was low ABV, it came across as pretty soft, but really good flavors. But the other 3 absolutely dominated this one. This one, because of the ABV, has to be, and it is. So this one is the Redbreast 12, their normal release, not the cask strength. So 40% ABV in the land of giants with these. It kind of fell off, but I really do like the flavor of the Redbreast 12, definitely over the ruby port. So that's going to be in my 4th place. 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, I could swap these in any order. But because flights are palate dependent on the day, I could probably do this tomorrow, the next day, and the next day, and have like different results. But today, glass number 3 is going to come in 3rd place. And I said that it was an explosion of red fruit, oak, and the sulfur note never really kind of went away in this glass. It was really good. I like the amount of oak. The flavors in here were absolutely amazing. But today, because of my palate and the way that these other 2 kind of shined a little bit over this one, I think the reason why this one came in 3rd place is because the sulfur note was a little bit more prominent in the end than the other 2. I don't think the sulfur note really went away with any of them. I was anticipating that it would, but it really didn't. So in 3rd place, I ended up putting the Redbreast 15. All right. So Redbreast 15, I got to tell you what, this is, again, I've mentioned this before. This is my 2nd bottle of Redbreast, and I just opened this up probably about a week ago. Had a little bit of a pour in it, so I don't know if the sulfur note that didn't go away is contributed to this being like a fresh crack or not, but I don't know. But whatever the case, it ended up in 3rd place. In 2nd place, I actually put glass number 5, which I obviously kind of figured that this was the cask strength. So the Redbreast 12 cask strength. It was red fruit, vanilla, spice, ABV bomb. But today my palate just didn't sit right with the ABV, but my palate just preferred something a little bit softer, a little bit lower on the ABV. And the 12 cask strength came in 2nd place, which means that the 21, and this has to be the 21, nothing else is there. So the Redbreast 21 is going to be my top bottle for today. The 21 was an oak bomb. For some reason, my palate just wanted that sweet oak note. The red fruits were well balanced with the amount of spice and the sweetness that was there. The vanilla, everything about this bottle just screamed really well balanced. And because of how well balanced it was on my palate today, it ended up taking 1st place. So that was a big Redbreast flight. Let me know in the comments down below if you've done a flight of Redbreast. Later on in the year, I have the American Oak series along with the Iberian series as well. And I think I have a total of 5 bottles of that. So later on in the year, I'll be doing a First Friday flight fight with the Redbreast special releases. But if you've had anything from the Redbreast lineup, let me know what you prefer from them. Are you a fan of the port finishes, or are you like me and it just doesn't sit right? That's all I have for you today. Wherever you're at in your journey, I hope you're enjoying it. And until the next time, we'll talk to everybody later. And I'm going to finish this up with the 21. Cheers, everyone. Yeah, that's just a good one. Yeah, it hits my palate just right today.